Okay, welcome back to Glenn's Comic Corner, classic, less known classic. This is episode number 1552 and Doubleshot number 1446. I have two DC trades. First up is Red Lanterns, Volume 4, Blood Brothers. This collects issues 21 and 26 of the Red Lantern series and Green Lantern number 2. Now, unlike in the case of way it was with Green Lantern, New Guardians, and Green Lantern Corps, or 24, which is part of the Lights Out crossover, which didn't really necessarily the trade, this one is perfectly fine. I have no problem with this at all because it picked up where 23 left off. I had to point out the start of it. Now, in the case of the story here, where we have Atrocitus still trying to beat the crap out of Jack Moore, yes, try to kill him off. Actually, first he kills off one of the other members of the Red Lantern Corps, because basically the numbers have somewhat diminished after the events of Red the First Lantern and Riot's Third Army. And basically is pointing out, though, why are we fighting other people's wars for? Yep. And of course, we have stuff with Guy Gardner. Yes, Guy Gardner. Well, they sent him undercover in the Red Lantern Corps. Let's see if I can find a picture of him. Here we go. Yeah, he does this. Where they sent him undercover. So, I forgot to mention that they changed the writer of this book from Peter Mulligan to Charles Scholl, who does not do all last 20 issues of their run. He actually leaves right after issue 37. Now, why, you might ask? I honestly don't know. I think at that point, that's when he left DC to go to Marvel. At that point, I think so. So, basically, we have Guy Gardner goes to Yazek, who beats the crap out of Atrocitus, takes his ring, and becomes new leader of the Red Lantern Corps. Yep. And, he starts spilling blood, and then he takes a dip in the blood pool, and it comes out perfectly fine. And after a while being the planet, he asks a question: Do you guys sleep any place? I'm like, no tents. So what do? Steal a spaceship and use that as their base. Well, use that as a place where they can sleep. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. We also have a secret thing with Guy Gardner's Green Lantern ring, where he's still secretly contacting Hal Jordan. And, of course, mentioning about the whole thing that relates to character Relic, who was the main villain of the Lights Out crossover. Yep, and they had 23 end with Belize finding out about him being a spy. Though, of course, he later says, oh yeah, I just quit the Green Lantern Corps because he did all he could with the Green Lantern Corps to try something else. Yep. And then, of course, right after this crossover wraps up, we have Atrocitus basically trying to find his way back to the Red Lantern Corps, where Daxar basically takes Atrocitus away. The last couple issues have pretty much nothing to do with that. Yeah, unlike in the case of Green Lantern Corps, they had to recover. So in the case of what happened with the Red Lantern Corps right after the events of their crossover, is they pretty much started on the first mission to protect Earth, because they got Hal Jordan sector 2484. I gotta say, for the start of this run, it is really good. Give this book a 9.5 out of 10. Damn good book. Now, I should point out the artwork in here is done by a few different people. You have Asura Viti, Jay Kufo, Sean Chen, John Seville, and Wilden Wong. You have Asura Viti and Gabe Esper, who's the colorist, who does this cover. Alright, next up it is The Sandman Overture by Neil Gaiman. This book is really good. It feels like a semi-continuation of the Sandman book that ended in 75. This is simply put, the best way to describe this series is, well, what's the best way to describe it? Oh yes, the fact is, simply put, the epilogue to the Sandman series. That's simply what this book is. We have returned to character Dream. Now, this, of course, not the original character took the name Dream. The original was Morpheus. The second one is actually Daniel Hall. And you're thinking, who the heck is Daniel Hall? He is the grandson of Hawkman. Yes. Who, in the Sandman title, a group of kidnappers who kidnapped him decide to burn him as a toddler. When I saw that, I'm like, really, Neil Gaiman? You are really killing off a child in this series. That is stupid. Really stupid. I did not like that aspect at all. I mean, come on, killing a child. But that has nothing to do with that here. Now, Daniel Hall with New Dream. Morpheus does occasionally appear in this particular book. Now, I should point out that the artwork is not done by the artist who did the Sandman ongoing series. Oh no, that went through separate artists. The artist of this book is J.H. Williams III, which is gorgeous. Like, look at this. Like, I love the fact that the artwork is, and plus, I love the fact the covers are done in the same style as the Sandman ongoing series. Yep. So they say this is the prequel, more like basically like a conclusion to it, mostly anyways. Yep, but this basically kind of wraps any loose ends that Neil Gaiman had at the end of his original series. This is probably the last thing he ever would do with it. Well, he did do a one-shot called Sandman Universe, but that was the last thing he's done with it. He basically oversees a group of Sandman Universe books, which is interesting to say the least. And no Sandman, surprisingly. Yep. This book is really, really good. I give this a 10 out of 10. Though I should point out, though, this book was published under the Vertigo imprint. Yep. So, yeah, it's a very mature title. Though it doesn't have much for nudity, surprisingly. Or much of how language of violence. It's basically published under the Vertigo imprint because Sandman was published in the Vertigo imprint toward the end of the book's run. Yep. So, yeah, that's it for particular review. Yeah, it's going to be really short because not much to say about these two trades. Okay, so tomorrow I expect to see more Super Sentai, and that'll be pretty much it. Okay, next video. Bye.